Welcome to episode 64 of the Self-Care 101 podcast, helping you to overcome self-doubt and create a life by design with purpose, with your host, Puja McClymont. Thank you so much for listening today. Everyone is searching for the missing piece in life, the key to unlock the door and steal back all lost time. Searching, looking, restless, scanning every crack and crevice, laying awake at night, dreamless, empty presence. Your broken heart from years and years lets laughter fall onto your deaf ears. No happiness is enough. No joy can be felt. Everyone is searching for something to heal themselves, yet no medicine is strong enough. No key can ever be turned to give us what we want the most, to give us what we yearn. The thing we want is an illusion. Our perceptions are distorted. The Snow Queen's looking glass when it dropped and shattered. All is worth what we rate it, all ranked by how we place it, chasing what cannot be found instead of choosing to be content, wanting what we do not have, a dream that cannot be, a masterpiece of mirages. All too soon we believe. When will we begin to accept what is here, the present day in which we live, not the past or future? When will we stop searching and decide we don't need more? Only then we will find what we've been looking for. The good you have is here, yet you keep looking on, never realizing what you had until it is gone. That poem was by Danielle L. Somack, and I think it truly epitomizes the way many of us think about happiness. So in today's show, we're going to talk a little bit about happiness. In one of my social media posts this week, I'm going to be sharing 9 mistakes that stop us from being happy. But what I wanted to do was take them a little further in this show. Now, I only generally talk about things that I have experience of. So I might have gone through it and healed or grown from it, or I might dip in and out, but I know how to manage it better than before. So this is not about me being better than you, but sometimes we just need a few harsh truths to really kick our butts into gear. And after all, you wouldn't listen to my show otherwise. So let's look at the first one. So the first post is, you don't challenge yourself. You can do and be anything you want. I believe that you can. You need to believe that you can. Challenge yourself. Now, when we're talking about challenging ourselves, we are talking about coming out of our comfort zones. We're talking about stretching ourselves. We're talking about essentially making ourselves do things that we wouldn't normally do. But if we're really striving for this thing called happiness, or want to understand what happiness means to us, then there are things that we're going to have to do that challenge us. And this could be things like your relationships. So maybe you want to review your friendships. Are you really getting what you need out of the relationships you have in your life? This could be work. Is it truly fulfilling? Or do you view work as just something that pays the bills and it's not enough? Do you have something else to look forward to in your life? Essentially, when we're feeling unfulfilled and unhappy, it's because we don't have purpose towards what we're doing in our day-to-day. And you apply purpose to every single thing in your life. Why are you friends with that person? Why do you like the job that you're in? Why do you do the job that you're in? Why are you in a relationship with that person? Do they fulfill your life? Do they bring something to your life? And challenge yourself to ask yourselves these difficult questions. And they are difficult because sometimes we aren't ready for the truth. It's okay not to be ready for the truth. But if you truly want to grow and if you truly want to understand what happiness means to you, you've got to start challenging yourself in these areas. So the second one, you listen to other people. If I can give you any support this year, let it be this. Stop listening to other people who've not been where you are and are not planning on growing. It's your journey. Do you? And this is so true. How many of us listen to other people? And sometimes we can listen to other people without even realizing that we've taken heed of their words. You might be talking to them about something you're working on, something that you're really positive about and excited about. And they'll say one thing that puts doubt into your mind. And all of a sudden, you have failed at what you're doing. You're useless. You can't do this. Your inner critic, Susan, she kicks in. And all of a sudden, what you had all this passion and fervor for has just been taken away because you listened to somebody else. Now, people are going to have opinions about everything you do, and people will especially have opinions of the things that you do that better your life, that improve your life. I'll even give you a personal example. When I decided to change career, I had so many people in my life, so many, from work colleagues to friends to family, questioning me. Now, I'm not saying that they were asking me questions. No, they were questioning me. Well, how are you going to do it? How are you going to financially support yourself? Will it be successful? Oh, so such and such tried to do this and she failed. And I was like, well, this is all very supportive. Like, give me a minute, give me a chance to try. If I fail, I'm okay with that. But I'd be disappointed, of course. But it's okay if I fail because it is what it is. And it's interesting how I guess, and I've said this before, people's opinions are basically their projections of their own fears. They've sort of empathized with you in a way, put themselves into your position and thought, oh my God, I couldn't do that. And then they feel the need to ask you these unhelpful questions that put you into self-doubt, which is, not the place you want to be in. So if you know that certain people in your life are going to ask you questions that you could do without, then stop being around them. The third one, you put yourself last. Darling, please stop putting yourself last. Start today and put your needs first. Keep it simple. Start with 10 minutes of uninterrupted time with a hot drink, a book, a podcast, a TV show, and ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? Now, something that I will always say to people when it comes to putting yourself first is that you need to just bring it down to something very small and very basic, which is why I say start with 10 minutes. Obviously, if you can do 10 minutes, do more. If you can do more, do more. But if you bring that goal down to something a lot more manageable, 10 minutes, which is probably quite doable for most of us, let's be really honest with ourselves. You could probably take 10 minutes of quiet for yourself every single day. But if you can do it right at the top, right at the start of your day will go differently. When you start putting your needs first and you start checking in with yourself and you start having honest conversations about how you feel emotionally and physically, you're going to look at life in a very, very different way. And even if you just ask yourself that one question in the morning, what am I grateful for today? And you can choose. And remember, no one's listening. No one's listening. You're not competing with anybody. It can be anything. It could be a good night's sleep that you had last night. It could be the bagel you're looking forward to later on. It doesn't matter what it is, but so long as you can start that day on that note, you're giving to yourself. And then what you'll do as your day unfolds is you'll consider the things that take from you and make a more informed choice as to how much of yourself you actually give. It's not a competition. You can't give yourself to everyone and everything all day. You just can't. There's not enough of you. And you can't give 100% to every single situation. But if you keep giving to everyone and everything else and you leave nothing for yourself, obviously you're going to lead to burnout, but you're going to be in that state of unhappiness because you're not looking after your needs. Number 4, you buy things. Now, buying stuff is great. I love buying stuff. Don't get me wrong. However, the buzz peaks at about 10 minutes, and then you've got probably up to about 3 hours of that buzz of buying what you've just bought. Now, instead of just buying stuff, start investing in what actually makes your soul happy. Stuff only acts as a plaster for what's really going on. So learn to invest in yourself so that you grow. Now, you can invest in yourself in various different ways, but rather than buying another pair of leggings or another pair of shoes, why not hold on to that money and buy yourself a weekend away, right? Buy yourself a weekend away at a spa, or buy yourself just 2 nights in a Holiday Inn. It doesn't even have to be anything dramatic. If you've not been sleeping well for a while, find yourself 2 days that are just for you and book yourself into a hotel down the road. We're not even talking about going anywhere. Keep it simple. Get a couple of good nights rest, within that. But invest in yourself, because whatever you buy to placate your emotions and your feelings, it's not going to last. It's not going to work. It's like when women are PMSing and we eat the chocolate, we'll go and eat the chocolate. Our bodies do need it. There are, minerals, nutrients and things that the body is deficient in and wants during that time. But the buzz doesn't last very long. It doesn't satisfy you. Or even the 4 o'clock chocolate break that you might take at work. You know that that's not going to fuel you. So when you're buying stuff, just be mindful. Do I need it? Do I actually need it? Now, if you've got holes in your leggings and holes in your pajamas and holes in your socks, yes, you need it. But if you're just buying because a Facebook advert told you to, or a newsletter said, I've got 20% off, come over to All Saints and buy me, maybe consider, what are you trying to buy exactly? What are you trying to buy? Are you trying to buy your own happiness through things? Tough question. But do more of what makes your soul happy. Invest in things that make your soul happy. And you know what those things are. And even, I'm going to take this just a little bit further here. If you have people in your life, like relationships, friends, or just people that you love to be around, and whenever you are with them, you are full, you are happy, you are in a zone, you are unshakable, unbreakable, maybe invest in spending more time with those people. Energy flows where energy goes. Have a look at that. Number 5 is about comparison. You compare yourself. Now, every person from coaches through to producers of lubricant on social media, they've told you to stop comparing yourself to everyone else. Now, if you follow your path, if you believe in what you're doing, if you wake up grateful for what you have, you will never need to compare your chapters with everyone else's. This is your life, and it is all okay. You do not have to do things at a certain time. You do not have to do things in a way that you're trying to measure up to everybody else. If somebody is a couple of steps ahead of you, that's fine. There will always be somebody else a couple of steps behind you where you are. It doesn't matter. Honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it really, really doesn't matter. Now, I appreciate some things are time sensitive, like having children, biological children. I appreciate that. But there are other ways to have children. So it's also about perspective. If you find yourself comparing yourself to other people, look at your journey, look at your growth, look at what you have done so far, what you have achieved in your life. And when we talk about achievements, we're not just talking about financial achievements or skill set achievements. We're talking about emotional achievements. What have you got better at within yourself? How have you grown as a person? How do you care for yourself? How are you towards other people? Because once you start looking at all the good things that you have done in your life, you'll find yourself in a more open place to appreciate being happy and content with your life as it is. It doesn't matter if you want more things. That's cool. It's not a bad thing to want more things for yourself. It's not a bad thing at all. That's growth. And you'll have to do things in order to get there. All fine. But comparing yourself to everybody else is not going to get you there. And in fact, it's going to stagnate you and it's going to keep you unhappy. So if we're in the pursuit of happiness, we need to stop comparing ourselves. Number 6, this is a toughie. You judge other people. Even if you think you don't, you probably do. Just be more aware of it next time you feel yourself being judgy. You don't want to be judged, so you can't do it to other people. Be happy for other people. Remember, everyone has a story, has pain, has a different measure of success and happiness. Now, be happy for other people. Back to energy flows where energy goes. Be happy. You want happiness. Be happy for other people. Put that in. Now, when I say you are judging other people, We do it very easily. We've spent a lot of time online this year, a lot of time on social media, a lot of time disconnected from relationships and just freedom, I guess, that it's very easy to quickly judge other people. And you could judge them without feeling like you're judging them. Like, it might not be a negative intention, it might not be malice, but you're judging them. Like, how is she in a relationship and I'm not? Why has she got a child and I don't? Why is he in that job and I'm not? I'm better than he is. Judging. There's no need for that. There's no need for that, because all of that energy is going to come back to you, and then people are going to judge you for the things that you do, which obviously you don't want. So be mindful of when you might be judging other people. This is usually when you're in a sort of negative state of mind, feeling a bit down and stuff like that. And if that is the case, then maybe stay off social media when you're feeling down, because all it will do is exacerbate the way you're feeling, and you don't want that. Number 7, you do the same things. You do the same things expecting a different result. Now, Einstein, he called this madness. So make your choice. I mean, that one's quite simple. If you keep doing the same things, you're going to keep getting the same result. You can't expect to get a different result if you don't change things. You've got to change things. You've got to shake things up. Simple things, we're not talking about massive moves. You can keep these things simple. It's like in the morning, if you wake up and you frantically get dressed and sit at the desk and you don't have any time for yourself before you start doing work, being on Slack or whatever it is, that you use in your company, then change that. Give yourself 10 extra minutes before you sit down at your desk to work to just check in with yourself. That's it. And that's going to bring you into putting more time in for yourself, prioritizing your needs, checking in with yourself, seeing how you're feeling physically and mentally. And then when you give in your day, you're giving more mindfully and not giving so much of yourself away. And that little change there will add up to a bigger change down the line. Number 8, you don't value yourself. Oh, babe. Look, COVID won't allow me to hug you, but when I read your DMs, watch you on a Zoom call, read your social media posts, or I have a session with you and you don't value yourself, I just want to hug you. Then I want to shake you, because my loves, you are incredible just as you are. We can all tweak things, but they are just tweaks. The rest is perfection. You are perfect just as you are. Okay, the tweaks are the parts of us that we want to grow, the parts of our minds that we want to open ourselves up to, the parts of ourselves that we want to better. It doesn't matter what it is. You are just great as you are, just as you have existed in this world. That's it. That's it. That's it. Everything else you can add to make yourself happier by doing more for yourself, more for other people, in a good way, with good intentions, with purpose, of course. But you really are amazing just as you are. You've got to this point in life having been you. So you're doing okay. Don't devalue yourself. Number 9, the last one, you keep looking for happiness. Happiness doesn't happen when. Happiness is now. Happiness is breathing. Happiness is paying your bills. Happiness is having loved ones. Happiness is the food you eat. Happiness is the sunlight. Happiness is your bed. Happiness is warm clothes. Happiness is you. So take a few moments after listening to today's show and see if you can name 3 things that make you happy right now. And if anything, make that a daily practice for you. If that would help, make it a daily practice, because I assure you that you can be happy right now. There are things to be grateful for. There are things that you can say that make you happy and that you are content. Stop trying to achieve happiness, because you are already happy. What you need to do is appreciate what you have in your life, what you have had in your life, what you have done in your life, what has helped you to grow in your life, how you have changed and experienced more and built a more full life. Trust me, it's there. The happiness is there. It's already there. You're just not seeing it, but I promise you it is there. Thank you for listening to the Self-Care 101 podcast. If you enjoyed the show, I would love it if you would subscribe, rate and review so that other people like you can find the show. To find out more about me, you can follow me on the socials at Puja McClymont or visit my website, pujamcclymont.com. Talk to you soon.